I started making work on paper a few years back because I love the way the pigment reacts with the watercolor paper. This is like a nice rough watercolor paper. I start with staining on the paper and I mask out areas with this vinyl, and then I'll prep parts of the paper with this primer, do some brush strokes over that. Right now I'm tearing off the vinyl to expose the colors underneath. So you have like a nice orange here with the blues, like a nice complementary color scheme. This one's on canvas. You see the rectangles in the square. That's the raw canvas. I put down the vinyl and primed the canvas with a special primer that I found that's kind of reacts like the watercolor paper. I just love that like reaction with the pigment and the watercolor paper. So I was trying to replicate that on canvas. And then I peel up the vinyl and stain the raw canvas with pigments from the back. All right, now I'm going to show you the back of the canvas to show you how I get the stains coming from the back to the front of the raw canvas. So what I do here is I wet the canvas and then I'll stain it from the back, and then it goes through to the front. I usually put it on sawhorses so that gravity pushes it through. You don't know what you're going to get until you flip it back over. So it's kind of like this chance situation. All right, so this is the next part of my process where I use different fabrics. I'll stain the fabrics from the back, and then it dries on this plastic that I have rolled out. I don't really know what's gonna happen, but here we go. So this is like what turned out on the front. So this is the front of it, and usually things just kind of appear the way they want. Like I set up circumstances, and then the pigment and the paint dries the way it wants to. Here's a box of my collage options. So I have just different colors and pigments I've used to stain the different fabrics. Some metallic linen here, and then yeah, like a whole box. It's really so many different options here. These are kind of fun. I paint like all that really bright color that you see is coming from the back of the linen, so it makes this textile look. Here's yeah, there's stuff stuck on the back, but here's some. And that's yeah, some of the collage stuff. This is a diptych I made, and this is the culmination of all the different marks and mixed media. So I have here, you can kind of see peeking through some of the raw canvas that I stained from the back, and then here, 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 and here are the collage elements. I've been making strips lately. I used to do a lot of circles, but I like the strips because of, you know, it kind of represents a gesture. And then I make impasto marks on top of that. So it's like this building up through layering. My whole idea behind this is really taking the memory of a landscape or colors of a landscape and then deconstructing it into like simple shapes and gestures. Like I mix my own paints with raw pigment and binders. I think of these paintings as the material creates the meaning.